Start recording. There we go.
Hello, hey.
Hello!
Привет, comrades.
Oh, I meant like... Oh, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Lambda Wars tutorials. We've got some special guests here today. We have Mr. Lazy, Wizard Cat, and Waygunt.
Great.
Right, I meant. Well, I said fast, so I get it wrong. So we're going to talk about or learn from the best. So what I mean is, Wizard Cat is going to explain to us all the best tactics in the game, or the best advice, or all the special things. You know.
The more advanced advice, you know.
Yeah, more advanced advice. I meant.
Anyway, it's a 2v1 against Eddie Brewer.
Let's go.
So, you're recording now, right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Anyway, when you want to ask a question, feel free.
Oh, just go whatever you think
On our way.
is useful.
It's
Oh,
gonna
where
be weird
are the
if I
checkpoints?
It's gonna be weird if I just like start speeching.
Well, Wizard Cat, like, what's the best way to raise your
Let's go.
To raise your what?
Okay, this is
Your
a
actions.
bad start.
Your
Okay.
APM.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Many people don't notice that, but in most RTS games there is a thing called control groups. What control groups the fuck are? Well, those things are useful ways to basically keep your units in tabs. For example, if you basically do it by selecting a group of units, a group of buildings, or just one thing, and pressing Control and the number. Now, if you press the number, you're basically gonna select the building immediately. You know, that's very useful because now, like, when you're fighting and you need to make an army while you're fighting, because the more resources you stack up, it means the less units you actually have. And in the middle of a fight, it's gonna be pretty hard to like go back, make units, and go back again. So control groups are really useful for that. They can help you micromanage, because you know, with combine you have like 5 different spellcasters in an army,
Hey, Doc.
and then it just becomes fucking
go.
dumb. So that's like another good use of them, to like
Let's go.
switch quickly in between groups of units. I don't really think I have any more good APM tips. APM isn't really that important in games like Lambda Wars.
Are you serious?
It's not really that important. APM basically,
Let's go.
if you think about it, is just how many actions you do per minute. That can come from like clicking really fast, to selecting a lot of units and making them move, to switching between buildings fast. The APM, you want it to be at the very least like 100 actions per minute. You move units, you build buildings, you create units, and that's it.
You talking to
You
me?
don't need like insane 200. For example, in StarCraft I have 200 APM, but that's because I have like camera hotkeys. I switch between like 5 different bases.
Good
And
idea.
StarCraft is a way more active game than Lambda Wars, but that's like 2 different stories. There you need way more APM than 100.
Good idea, Dr. Freeman.
But that's like the basics if you want to know like about APM.
Hey, Doc.
Sorry, Laser, we're already starting. Oh, Lloyd, are you even moving?
Yeah, he is. He's attacking
Good call.
with his unit.
The slow metro cop.
You
He's
got
just
it.
like, fuck this shit. I didn't sign up for this. Man, metro cops are fucking
Whatever you say.
fast. They do their morning joggings, you know.
Oh, just wait till this match is over, then we'll invite you, Lazy.
You talking to me?
Anyway, so you got any more deep questions? Great.
Talking to me?
Okay. What are the best ways to counter an enemy?
To counter
Or-
an enemy.
What are they doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to concentrate in this game.
Okay, listen, just cut this out. Just use what we have here. Mute it and use this background footage for now. Okay?
I didn't know what to answer.
Just fucking write some questions and then ask me, dude. It's really gonna be awkward and unconcentrated.
I don't use pen and
Yeah.
paper. I use something
You
called
should
a
know-
mouse, keyboard, and screen.
So
You should know what you're gonna do before you make the video, bro.
Yeah, that's a bit of a harder video to make than like a small tutorial of like what to build in that. It takes actual thinking. If you ask me, the best questions is
Doc.
strategies, some cool shortcut tips, I guess I can give. What's more people
Doc.
should really know? I guess like beginning build orders. Like what should be your focus in like each part of the game? You know, those things. Game phases, strategy, shortcuts, and
Whatever you say.
micromanagement maybe. Lambda Wars has a pretty weak macromanagement. Basically, the thing is about
Hey, Doc.
both factions, not only Combine. You basically want to develop the basic things like technology and units while
anyone care what I
getting
think?
resources. So, for example, rebels will start with a junkyard near a scrap point, barracks. I'm not sure if it's called like rebels. Yeah, it's called barracks, right? It's called barracks.
talking
And
about?
bam, you just start making units. Usually, Combine are weaker in the early game because
You sure about
while
that?
rebels have scouts, which are amazing units.
Secure
Combines have civilians and stalkers. Stalkers are better than engineers, but they're slow as fuck.
Yep.
So, to summarize it, you usually make a dark energy reactor, build a garrison, you build an energy cell, you build another dark energy reactor. After those finish, you can probably make one metropolis with pistol. And then basically you just start wrapping up research, like getting scrap generators, etc. If you can't build up, take it seriously. Like I just see Mr. Lazy killing you guys with stickers. It's fucking art. Everything is just blowing up. Anyway,
Come on, Lazy. That's not fair. That's not
Basically-
fair.
that's fair. You guys just need to fuck up. That's all this is a good strategy. Here's the thing about Lambda Wars. Lambda Wars is easy. It's divided into three parts, which is
You
not
talking
three
about
parts, like three resources. One of them being power, not power. One of them being economy. One of them is being army, and one of them is being technology. Those three things have actually an importance list. If you will take a guess, what is the worst one? Until lately, it has been buffed. If you think about it, is economy. Economy basically means economy basically supports technology and army. Army is basically
Anything you
used
say,
to
Doc.
have, that's a resource. It's used to defend and protect. Technology is to upgrade both things as well. But technology in Lambda Wars
You talking to me?
is fucking important. Really important. If your enemy has A or 2 while you still have
Taking the
partisans
objective.
or
We're talking about-
metropolis, you're gonna get fucking cocked. Really bad. You wanna get with the moment you have
Secure
enough
objective.
scrap
Go!
or energy, you just get an A or 2. You do that. You don't
Got
like
it.
skip over it like a dumb. Because if you do,
You got it, Doc.
and your enemy doesn't, you're gonna lose the game.
Hey, Doc.
Because if he's gonna just be ahead of you, he's gonna take more points. He's gonna have more units
Taking the objective.
that are
point.
actually resourced because partisans basically become bad at the late game. They lose their value because they're just gonna die and they're gonna deal barely any damage. So they're basically worthless. You're wasting your money on shit. If you want to know about like what tier 2 strats do I suggest, Combine should really get water mines. People underestimate them for some fucking reason. But those things have
Secure
shitload of
objective
HP,
point.
they're cheap, and they are made quickly.
Hey,
You
Doc.
get some A or 2s with that, and you just get
Good
cooking,
call, Doc.
you know?
Yep.
Rebels, on the other hand, people
Let's
don't really use
go!
medics or veterans, which are amazing units. they basically make you win
Let's
most
go!
fights. It will take like 2 AR2 and 1 medic, which is cheaper than 3 AR2 combined soldiers, will win. And remember, combined soldiers are stronger than a rebel with AR2. So that's like some small stuff I suggest. Getting a medic is cheap and is
Does
very
anyone
good
care what I
resource
think?
wise.
Good idea,
Veterans are
Dr.
fucking just amazing. With
Securing objective.
the only
Doc.
thing that counters them as combine is scanners and their own snipers, which have better range.
Right.
Eating intensifies.
So would you like to
So if
explain
you're going
to
with
us
like
the third tier?
Yeah, if we're going with like tier 1 and 2, let's go to tier 3. So, what is the end game goal for each player? Well, AR2s are just currently the best unit in the game when you think about it. They deal good with every unit type, like armor type. They have great
Anything you
range,
say,
they have
Doc.
great damage, and they have a great price. Good. You can make them from the same building you made the first units. So you lose nothing, you gain a lot. But combine are a
Anything you
bit
say,
weird
Doc.
on that spectrum. You don't make you kind of stop making them, and instead opt to the elites. The moment you finish the AR2 research, you research shotgun, so you could get your elites faster. Elites are the best anti-infantry unit in the game for their price.
Doesn't anyone care what
They
I think?
have great armor type, they have great amount of HP, they have more damage than with an AR2,
Let's go.
and they have their ability which basically forces your enemy to take 3
Doesn't anyone
shots
care what
while
I
you
think?
basically
Taking the objective
don't
point.
micro.
Let's go.
You still want roller mines in the late game because roller mines are still good, and you want striders, but not for the reason you may think. Striders aren't good
Doesn't
for their
anyone care what
damage,
I
and they're
think?
not good for their unique abilities. They're good for one reason.
Let's go.
Their fucking HP pool is retarded.
You
They're
talking to me?
great at basically breaching defenses in the end game.
Let's go.
People really don't get that, but they're bad alone. They just go like, if you know
Let's
to
go.
micro, just split your AR2s around them and like fucking slaughter them.
Securing objective point.
Rebels usually want to counter the
Securing
elites by
objective
getting
point.
vertigans, which are great units even without countering. They can heal, they have AoE, they have nice HP, they do good against striders, and they basically can create ant lions, which make elites balls useless. You want dogs because fucking dogs.
Taking the objective point.
They're the best unit in the game, in my opinion. For their price, they have the best HP pool, great damage, great mobility, and a great ability. Like, they're basically a strider, but
Taking
better
the
at its
objective.
job
You
because it makes units have a way harder time to move. And RPGs, because RPGs are just great against everything that isn't infantry. No, it's good against elite combines as well. Like not at the one, no, even at the 1v1, if you micro them correctly, they will beat an heavy elite combine because they counter heavy armor type. That's some nice lessons of life. That's like what you should always opt to, but never rush to. You should you should never rush tech if you know you can't defend it, because your enemy will just fuck you up and will make you go even further back while he's going forward.
You talking to me?
Objective point is under attack.
Anyway, you got any more questions?
Yeah. Well, I don't have any more questions. That's not gonna be good for an interview, though. Yeah, seriously. I've done that mistake before. What about like what's the hardest difficulties you find in the game?
The hardest things I find in the game.
Yeah.
Combine early game can be a torture.
Hey, Doc.
Because if you're against rebels anyway,
Go!
because you basically rely on civilians, which are shit units. Their only good reason for is to capture points early. That's the end of their use. While rebels get scouts, which scouts are way better than civilians, so they beat you in the early game when it comes to flag holding. Other than that, some defense can be really hard to breach. For example, annihilation mortars. People like you without striders or some heavy things, it's gonna be very hard to actually beat those things. Like shotguns actually beat them because shotguns are fast enough to completely dodge the damage, but they deal no damage to structures. But with grenades, they actually can do. What else? I would say the most annoying thing for me in the game is teleporters.
Good call,
But
Doc.
for like not because they're broken, they're not, but because they make no sound.
You sure about that?
So you just sometimes like just don't notice those 10 RPGs in your main base.
Let's go!
Maybe like if the stun was longer and they made the sound, I would just like say they're fine, or like teleport around your units. If I would ask for one thing when it comes to like some dumb shit, is like camera hotkeys. Yeah,
You sure about
basically camera hotkeys when you can like press F1 or F2 and you like
Whatever you say.
teleport to a point. Maybe like a select army hotkey, like in
You got it.
StarCraft. Those things may sound silly, but you should like people that want to make an RTS game should really look at StarCraft. StarCraft 2 was made to be the most optimal thing, you know, like the most comfortable RTS game you can probably have there. If you ask me, I would prefer to have a select all army. A select all army hotkey would basically make finding those lost units in the jungle easier. Camera hotkeys will make teleporting around with your camera more easy and will actually help manage your stuff. There are control groups. You're going mad.
Hey, Doc. You sure about that?
Control groups, people actually no, that's a cool tip I can give to people. Use control groups. You press control with a number and you create a control group by you select something, and when you press that number you basically select that unit automatically, and it's really useful. You can do it on buildings as well, so you know, like you're fighting and then you press 2 and you basically make in your barracks like 10 rebels, you know, and you just go back to the fight really quickly by like
Whatever you say.
clicking 3 buttons. Anyway, that's the basic stuff that I can see.
Okay. That's quite a lot of
I'm
info.
all tips.
So you've heard it there, folks. That's Wizard Cat's advice for Lambda Wars. Anything else?
Aggression is the best strategy. Remember that shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
aggression is the best.
The last,
Not
the,
really.
the last advice I can give is be active. Always do something. If you're not active on the map, you're basically losing the game.
Yep. Okay, well, I'm just gonna start ending this video. That's the best advice from the best. I was gonna get someone else that would probably one of the best players on Norse, but since Wizard is one of the only ones with voice chat, that's why I chose him. And yeah. So if you enjoyed this, please share and like and subscribe. I'll make more tutorials soon enough. And yeah, thanks for watching. So have a good day.